Yeah, let's just take a look at me. What's up? It's been a long time. Been a long time talking to you guys about wrestling. I don't know why it took this long for me to get back here, but you know what? I'm dealing with a lot of things. Sometimes you need to get away from a lot of things in order for you to clear your head, clear your mind, and think about new perspectives on life. But I know you're not here to talk about that. That's for another time. You're talking about AEW all in Texas. So AEW all in Texas from Globe Life Stadium. You want to know how I feel about it? Great pay per view. Great pay per view. Very long though. It could have shaved off a few hours. A couple of the matches basically. I felt like in the first half things just dragged. Ops versus the Death Riders. I thought that dragged. I thought some parts of the Casino Battle Royal drag, even though I know people love that. And then listen, I put on some notes. So I put in a couple of notes, right? What I thought was good about it, and what was bad about it. So uh, I'm just gonna put out the bad first, right? Just get that shit out the way. Match is too long, dragging way too much. Gabe Kidd Shibata slap fest. I get it. I mean, they were hyped, big stadium, all, but dude, you were just chopping each other for like 5 minutes. I don't know how it reacted to the crowd, but I kind of want to see more, than just guys just hitting each other. You usually save that during the middle of the matchup. You don't usually start the match like that. But you know what? It's teacher versus student, so they're in their own little world, I guess. So this is hot as balls around here. If I'm sweating like that and you hear the AC in the background, I'm sorry. Well, you're gonna have to deal with it, all right? Because it's hot. It's hot out here. There were a couple of sound issues out there, but I'm being nitpicky on them. That's why I'm just moving on bullshit. Like the whole DraftKings commercial that was like going through. Let me see. Mystico is song playing in the stadium. I actually put that as a good thing as well too, because how great is it to have the iconic, Mystico theme song played, you know, in front of a Mexican heavy crowd in Texas. I don't know how many of them are Mexican or Hispanic culture, but there's definitely plenty, and it was a good moment. At the same time, it also dragged the pay per view long. Like if I was MJF in that situation, and he's hearing the crowd, try to sing his theme song in Spanish, whatever, I would have just kicked him in the nuts. That's what I would have done. Don't stand there and do something. Just do something. So I thought that was crazy. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, there were some good parts of that Casino Battle Royal as well too. Just Robinson came back, and I gotta be honest with you, he's looking leaner. I know he shaved the beard, so he kind of looked like Bo Dallas in a way, which is kind of weird, right? You know what was very weird? Like the amount of Bray Wyattism that was in that stadium on Saturday. How about JoJo Offerman just singing "Ain't Nobody," which, by the way, used to be Swerve Strickland's like indie theme song. Dances to that every single time, and she did it beautifully. You see the fireflies right behind her. I mean, it's usually around this time that we're kind of mourning the anniversary of Bray Wyatt's death. I mean, he died a few days before All In London, the first All In happened. I think it was a few days. Yeah. So it's kind of synonymous with Bray Wyatt if we really think about it. By the way, can we talk about the stadium? The stadium was immaculate. I don't know how you made 20,000, 25,000 people look like 40,000, 50,000. It felt like, I don't know, the way they set it up, it was like, I dig this. It felt like a wrestling. And then, being the lovable money mark that Tony Khan is, he kind of made all in like a hybrid of WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble all rolled into one. Because you saw the casino, gauntlet match, similar to the Royal Rumble. I thought the women did it a lot better. It was faster paced. The women were actually putting in a ton of work. There were some great surprises. Shuri was there. She made her return. Alex Winsler. She made her debut over there. It's like, it was cool. I enjoyed that basically. And yeah, I talk about the setup. It was a great use of pyro as well too. As a matter of fact, the whole production value of AEW All in Texas has blown me away completely. It's like when you look back to where they were 6 years ago, how they started with the production, those who were into AEW when it first came out with the first ever Double or Nothing, and then 6 years later, they made a bit more money. It's like they're getting a better production team. It just looks great. They were better. Dare I say, they had better pyro. Oh man, I need dark here. All right, they have better pyro at AEW All-In compared to WrestleMania 41. It's weird. It's very weird. I don't know, but it felt like a wrestling show. It's what WrestleMania was supposed to be. I feel that a lot of us just kind of got cheated out of that aspect. We want to sit here with our tribalistic bullshit and just pretend that, oh, WrestleMania 41 outshines everything because look at the crowd. Look how much money they make. It's not that. It's the way the production value. They used to show heart. They used to put their passion into it. And I'm starting to believe that Vince McMahon's passion just faded away when he left the company and it just turned from a fantasy world into a corporate investors convention. This past WrestleMania 41, it wasn't WrestleMania. It was Investomania. Investomania. And All In on Saturday just proved to me that wrestling is alive and well, that he can actually put on a great show, right? You can put on a great show. You got something for everybody. Everyone is completely into it. You got to make a comparison here. If you're the average, wrestling fan, right? You watch both WWE and AEW. You're not tied down to one company that you watch. You watch multiple companies. You got to ask yourself this question. And sometimes it could be hard to answer this question depending on where your loyalty lies. So can you be truthful to yourself when I ask you this question? How'd you felt watching WrestleMania 41 earlier this year? Or everything that went on with those 2 days compared to how you felt watching AEW All in Texas this past Saturday. And I gotta tell you, I know a lot of you were not jumping up and down, going crazy with the amount of advertisements they were splashing over the ring. And listen, I'm not trying to be hypocritical myself here because AEW got their own little sponsor, a little startup, And I know there's gonna be some Fed heads out there. They're gonna be talking about, you got a startup. Meanwhile, we got fucking Slim Jim on our damn tables. That's how you know that's real big money. Yeah, people are falling in love with billionaires all of a sudden. It's like you people don't know what you want with your lives. It's like you want to be like the billionaire so bad. You work hard. You work two jobs just so you can you could do right by yourself and your family. And then when you have someone who is unhappy by the way the billionaires are getting treated and they want their fair share, people get mad about that, which is weird. Do you hate billionaires or are you protecting them? But that's a story for another day. We need to talk about All in Texas and everything that's happened here. So now, Adam Cole. Let's talk about Adam Cole, right? Supposed to face Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship. I was working, so I never get the chance to see Collision, so I haven't really saw the video or whatever evidence it has about the moment that Adam Cole felt that he got injured. I mean, there were some instances that his head was like hurt, mainly by Kyle Fletcher. Um, so it's been told that it was a concussion, a serious concussion. My guess is like he was feeling fine up to the point of Sunday morning, and he probably had one of the worst headaches, probably dizzy spells, probably was throwing up, vertigo. It's like 1 minute you're fine, and the next minute you're just all over the place, and you just don't know what to do, and you know that's not right. And God bless Tony Khan. He felt he made the right decision to just keep him off the card. We don't know how long he will be out for because he loves wrestling. He loves it too much. And I wish Adam Cole a very speedy recovery because he's one of the most nicest, most genuine men, out there. He's a good, kind hearted soul. You can't say a bad thing about Adam Cole. Except when you're fucking Jim Cornette and then you just bitch on how he looks and how skinny he is and how he looks like a ghost and you try to make him like BT. Now, you're gonna retract those words. You're gonna at least feel sorry for Adam Cole's plight. You know, you're gonna wish him well, or are you gonna use that more to hammer bullshit home about AEW because that's what you do. That's how you make it. Okay, that's what. Anyway, did his speech in the middle of the ring. He's broken about it. He wanted to perform to everybody, and he let us know that he's going. So, as a result, the TNT title became vacant. Now, Kyle Fletcher, I'm gonna be very honest with you. He was supposed to be the guy to go over in this match. If it went as intended, Kyle Fletcher would have been the TNT champion right now. But due to circumstances, and listen, some circumstances outside of you can't control. You can only control what's within your own house. And in Tony Khan's house, he saw an opportunity, a mark opportunity, in a good way, right? Dustin Rhodes, Dustin Reynolds, the natural. Man, travel up and down the road, been all over the world, straight up Texan. He's a cowboy at heart, Southern boy. Works so hard, and he gives so much back to the world of pro wrestling. He's not here for a check. He's here because he knows he can help nurture and grow the future because he loves the business so much. He loves it. No one can say a bad thing about Dustin Rhodes. And at age 56, he can still go with the best of them. I mean, dude, say what you will about the old guys in AEW, but they can fucking move, all right? They can fucking move. Christian Cage, Edge, Bryan Danielson. I mean, well, he's kind of young, but still. Even Jericho, when he's actually trying, right? And Sting, right? I'm good with Sting. And now here's with Dustin. I felt that the time was right. And trust me, I wanted Kyle Fletcher to win that fatal four-way. Don't think for once in a minute. My first initial reaction, I was like, I don't know. I don't know how they feel about this. But I tried to watch it over and over again. Now I know why. It's Dustin Rhodes in his home state, family, friends, Devon Eric's in the building. His first ever singles AEW championship. He's already a tag team champion at ROH. He's already a triple tag team champion with the Von Erichs at ROH. He's collecting as many belts as Mercedes Moné is, right? Anyway, good for him. It's a wonderful, happy moment that it was a wonderful, bright spot in a very dim situation involving Adam Cole. And from darkness becomes light. It's like everything felt fresh and new. And that's another thing I liked about All In. Everything felt concluded. That the chapter that they were writing about for most of last year up until that moment on last Saturday, they closed the book on it. So now it's unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen. Why? Because the Young Bucks got beaten by Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. They're no longer the EVPs. No longer with that shit. So what happens with the Bucks? More power to the people? What's that about? Going to be more opportunities? More people challenging for titles? We're going to see more guys hungry to be part of this? I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, but I'm excited. I'm very excited about it. I am so excited about what's going to unfold with AEW after the events in All In. That's going to be amazing. And I think that's how the pay-per-view kind of changed, because you had the first half was so matches, but it was born by nature. MJF won the contract, which is a good thing, great thing. And Swerve Strickland and the Young Bucks, even though I hated the Young Bucks entrance, dude, at one point I was drunk and hot. I was so pissed off. I wanted to fight. I want this match to happen. And then it's like they're just stalling. Dude, I turned on my TV and it started cursing. Like, what the fuck? They're so full of themselves. I mean, hey, God bless them. They're good Christian boys, but sometimes they can be full of themselves. Doesn't make me hate them less, but certain situations it will get annoying. It will get annoying. You know it, I know it, everyone knows. But that storyline is gone. No more EVP. So what does that? How that changes the whole spectrum? Athena winning the women's casino gauntlet match, and I say that was the better match. That was the better gauntlet match. Everything felt fast paced. No one was dragging their feet. No one was hearing their theme songs. None of this little bullshit. I mean, by the way, there was the rules were weird. It's you wait till your number comes up. I mean, they're inconsistent with their countdowns at times. It's people pick and choose when they want to be in there. And then you tell the guys outside interference. It's like chaos all over the damn place. Oh, that's another thing I kind of did not like about AEW All In. Too many multiple people matches. Too many. The Trios Championship. The Casino Gauntlet match. The 4-way for the TNT Championship, for God's sake. We had a tag team match. And that was the first tag team match. Then you have the multiple women's gauntlet match. So many multiple people. And then on top of that, then you have the tag team championship match involving 3 teams. 3 teams, bro. Really? 3 teams. My God, dude. Oh my God. Boy. Oh, let's talk about that, shall we? Hurt Syndicate. You know what? MJF on the Hurt Syndicate is growing on me. I like it. Looks good in that faction now. We got those two big old boys right there surrounding you. Oh, you prick. Love that. You know, they hurt people, but I guess it is what it is. I guess FTR is going to be in the mix now. You know, MJF is going to be involved somehow. This is going to be amazing. Now, but then the highlight of the night, Nick Wayne turning on Christian Cage. And the whole family, especially Mama Wayne, turning on Christian Cage. And then out comes Edge, Mr. Adam Copeland. And the pyro just looks spectacular. Damn. For a minute there, I thought I was watching an old WWE WrestleMania pay-per-view. You know, like, this is the type of shit you probably see in, like, Seattle, Washington, home of the Mariners. You remember that? That was WrestleMania 19. Something like that. It was wild. Tony Khan spends a lot of money for that pyro. I've never seen pyro that good. Not even in the past, like, all-ins that we had, you know, in London. It was that good. He better up the ante to, like, 200 when he does this in London, because they deserve a real do-over. Every pay-per-view is amazing. Come on, Bryan Danielson versus Swerve. I don't know how they're going to top that, but they're going to have to try. Maybe the case of Will Ospreay winning the AEW championship. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. In London, that would be crazy. I'm going there, by the way. I will be back there. So, yeah, so that was awesome. He helped out his friend Christian. He told him to go find yourself. Go find yourself. So I guess we're gonna see them reunite again. Copeland is like, you know what? I don't have much time left on my wrestling career. Let's just pull the trigger now. Let's not pussyfoot this shit any longer. All right. And I'm glad they're gonna get to that point. So a lot of new programs are opening up. And I said Athena, I'm sorry, I was talking about Athena winning. So the longest reigning ROH women's champion, the longest reigning women's champion, the longest reigning champion in AEW as a whole company. She's the longest reigning champion, and now she's going to be full-time for AEW. So now you got a new woman there. You got Shuri there. You got Alex Windsor. If Tony Khan does not set up a freaking tag team title tournament for the women, I don't know what the hell are we doing here, man. Seriously. Perhaps oh, God. Maybe the counter program of WWE's a bullshit. How about Tony Khan does an evolution of his very own? It won't be a pay-per-view, but it'll be like one of those Grand Slam specials on TNT. Let's do that strictly for the women. Make the production level nice and high. And as a matter of fact, I'll tell you what you could do. I'll tell you what you could do, Tony. Set up a deal with Amazon Prime. Shout out to Amazon Prime Video. It looked professional. It looked like I am watching a premium pay-per-view that I spent $50 for. And from the music, the intro, even the camera, it's like, I loved it. I loved the production value. Drastically improved. It drastically improved. You brought new eyes to AEW, Tony Khan. Now you got to do something about filling those arenas, because optics wise, you want to make it look like it's amazing. It's good. So now we finally come to the part. Now we finally come to the part in which we are dealing with the triple main event. The reason we came here for. Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné put on a wrestling clinic. They overdid both of their finishers. Bank statement, backstabber. Toni Storm did like 4 fucking Storm Zeros on Mercedes Moné, and she still couldn't pin her. She had to take. She had to take a 5th one from the top of the ring, from the top of the ropes to finish her off. My God, dude. Mercedes Hogan, is that what she is? It's like she cannot die? Is her resiliency is that off the charts? I guess so. How do you take all those hits and you still keep on coming, man? I was like, it's crazy. Shout out to Mercedes Moné for graciously not winning the title, for graciously losing to the best in the business right now in Toni Storm. All right, she is the best in the business right now. She is their main star in AEW. I mean, at least this is your Charlotte Flair before all this stuff. But she's that star, and Mercedes Moné was a good foil for her. Now I see Mercedes Moné go into a downward spiral. Watch her now start losing every single title that she currently has right now. And then when it comes to the TBS championship, I don't know who's going to beat her for it. But if it happens to be Athena, well, probably Athena will want to have the major title, the real title. That's going to be crazy. And I feel that Mercedes Moné, to continue going down that spiral to the point that she will need help. So she starts building up her own faction. I nominate the Renegade Twins. Don't know who the Renegade Twins are. I looked that up. They're crazy. I always had a theory in my mind that she would align herself with the Renegade Twins and become like this badass, faction that just beats up people and he takes what you want. Because, desperate people do desperate things. And now that the Bucks are no longer EVPs, it's not like she can get opportunities off the bat that easy. So now she has to fight for it. But Toni Storm won. She got some new challenges coming along the way. She's not boring, I'll tell you that much. She's young, wild, and free, and we love her for it. So we love her. Her debutante Hollywood Scarlet gimmick has allowed her to continuously push the envelope every time she opens her mouth. Oh my God. And because it's done in such a silly, but yet, breathtaking manner, you can't help but just appreciate that. Okada versus Kenny Omega. Okada versus Kenny Omega. Great match. Listen, I know these guys are not spring chickens anymore. They're grown-ass men now, and dealing with a ton of injuries, so they can't move as they used to, but they still put on one hell of a wrestling match. And Don Callis, I love him. People hate him more. People despise him a lot, You see, when it comes to Paul Heyman and Don Callis, when you're talking about who's like the better heel manager, Don Callis is. And hear me out here, because I know a lot of you people say, how dare you? This guy's a fucking legend. This guy's trained this and trained that. I get all of that. Listen, Don Callis and Paul Heyman were cut from the same cloth. They both came from AEW. So they know what the deal is. And while Paul Heyman does his stints, people love him. People love his mannerisms, the way that he eloquently, you know, talks about his opponents, the oracle, the wise man, you know. People respect Paul Heyman. They even chant his stick. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. People love it. All right? People hate Don Callis. Like, they really do not like him. They respect the fact that he could sit down and he's a great commentator. I will tell you this much off the bat. I respect the hell of him as a commentator because even in his heel persona, he doesn't put down his opponents. He always talks about their accolades and what they do and how hard they work. So he always picks up those his opponent his client's opponents up. So I like that about him. But everything else, he's just insufferable. Why the hell is he grabbing this dude's leg, dragging the referee down, kicking him? He's not suspended. He's not fined for that. There's got to be something done about that shit. But anyway, Okada's a champion. He's a unified champion, and you know what? It's better that way. He can still go. He's the draw. Kenny Omega just needs to take some time off, get himself, 100% better. Or maybe he's going to fight it out. I don't know what he's going to do. But you know what? Perfect opportunity to step away for a minute. And then I will think a great storyline is Kenny Omega going back into the C2. And then we'll challenge Okada again for the Continental Classic Championship at World's End. If that leads to that, I don't know. It could be something different. Let Okada run with it now. He's a top guy now. He got all the belts in that intercontinental aspect. Yes, I'm mixing the two together. Which leads me to the main event: Jon Moxley versus Heyman Adam Page. Heyman Adam Page, beloved by the crowd. Have his own theme song back. So he stabbed Moxley in the forehead with a fork. The cameraman got a great shot of it too. Someone told the production guy, I want you to have a great close up of Jon Moxley's head being like shredded with a freaking fork, It was very uncomfortable to watch, but you have to be a complete sicko to enjoy the brutality of such ridiculous violence that took place in this Texas death match. There was a lot of violence. There was a lot of violence. Imagine you being a father, taking your son, your 6-year-old son, to his first ever wrestling show, thinking that it's gonna be like the WWE, but instead you're seeing a horror scene. And you're sitting here worried how you probably just fucked up your kids, psyche, making them scared and traumatized. Meanwhile, the kid was like, "Yo, that's crazy! That cut open." It's like, dude. But it was wild, man. They have barbed wire. They have tables, chairs, glass. I'm surprised there were no bombs. I'm like, oh man, fire. We should have had some fire to it. No. And then, of course, the Rough Riders, the Death Riders interfere. Marina Shafir got plowed through a table. And then on the big screen, you see Darby's voices here. I'm coming for you, Mox. And then, my God, Bryan Danielson coming back with the Busaiku knee, and he looks great. He looks healthy. Then you have Darby Allin propelling. This is how he came down the mountain, in that type of speed. I wish he doesn't do some dumb shit like that. God bless Owen Hart, But he's a lot more careful, I see, Darby Allin. I mean, listen. Anyone who climbed to the top of Mount Everest is a very careful dude when it comes to safety like that. With that being said, he was just chilling up there in the Raptors. Sting never went that high. He never went that high. Fucking Darby Allin, dude. That was fucking crazy. And then Page defeated John Moxley. And a cheer ward from the crowd. And you open up the suitcase, and at first, I thought he was having trouble opening up the suitcase. Like, he can't even open it. And it's like, how the hell is he going to open the damn thing? It's going to be embarrassing, but thank God he got that shit taken care of. And then we got to see the beautiful belt again. And that was cinema, right? WWE tribalistic fans complains that AEW doesn't have cinema. They just have people there, and they just go fight. And how do I get invested in that? Well, this thing has been invested for so long. Swerve interfered in this match. You know, everyone was interconnected. The Bucks interfered in this match. It felt like a better story was written than what's going on with Cody Rhodes. I know a lot of people may not like what I said about that, but that's the truth. You know? That's how I see it. And shout out to John Moxley. I don't know why everyone paints John Moxley in a negative light. Nah, he's one of the hardest working motherfucking mofos in the wrestling business. He gives back. He likes the purity of wrestling. He loves it. It's his adrenaline. He fuels for it. And he wanted to make sure that the best wrestlers in the world fuel it as well. I'll be happy about that. You know? Whenever shit happens in AEW, John Moxley is the one they call to carry it through the storm. Happened with CM Punk, Moxley did it. When it comes to what happened with Edge, Moxley. Everything Moxley does, he steers the ship. Let this man have his fucking vacation already. But maybe he doesn't even want a vacation. He just wants to keep on continuing. I don't know what's going to happen on Wednesday. And I cannot wait. It's going to be a whole new world. More eyes are on AEW right now. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So, I don't know. I'm going to see what happens, basically. Feel good. It feels good having to talk to you guys. It really does. You know? Hope you guys hear my voice, and I bet you $1. Oh, great! Yeah, I have my mic. I got my mic on. That's good. I'm happy about that. I'm worried I don't have my mic on for some reason. So you probably don't even hear me now. So here we go. Oh boy. So yeah. That's the review of AEW, all in Texas. And we gotta wait and see what happens between now and the Forbidden Door. How's it gonna tie in with New Japan? We have no idea. Gabe Kidd is enjoying his excursion so far, so let's see how that goes. And give me your comments and everything like that. And catch you next time. See you.